Okay.
Well, good evening and welcome to our home here on Long Island. We actually just landed a couple of hours ago in JFK from an all expense paid trip by our company. We certainly earned that award, but nevertheless, they provide a magnificent way to reward us for all our hard work, dedication, and loyalty. So
where did we go?
We were at Punta Cana at the Hyatt Zilara. It was probably the nicest resort in all of the Dominican. But in any event, we don't want to bore you with that, but we'd like you to know that some of these things are available for those of us who are willing to work hard. So without any further conversation here, I want to just introduce myself quickly. I'm Eugene Crosilla. This beautiful young Asian here is Gwen Rosenkrantz. So you have a little bit of a frame of reference, because I know we have some people who are joining us tonight who have been employees. We have others who have been employers, entrepreneurs, so on and so forth, because we attract people from all walks of life. I was an entrepreneur. Early on, I went into my own catering business. I did extremely well here on Long Island. However, I found myself working on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Easter, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and every other holiday, catering to some very, very wealthy people here on Long Island. Some of you might have heard, just a short distance from here, Billy Joel actually just put up his mansion for $49 million. If anyone's interested, we can direct you to the right location. Okay, but I got tired and somebody introduced this business to me. I didn't really buy it. I didn't believe it until I met several people, not one, but several people like Gwen, who were on these extended vacations. They had the kind of lifestyle where they could just pick up and go and leave their home and their business wherever they decided, because they had an international business where they could virtually work from anywhere on the globe without being dictated by somebody else's clock. That's what I wanted. More than the money, that's what I wanted. I worked very, very hard, and fortunately I was able to achieve that dream. And today, and it's not because I'm anything special, it's because of the vehicle, the platform, the business platform that we have to launch those kind of lifestyles from, that allowed me, and again, I did work hard, and there are no guarantees here for success, but I believe if you work as hard as we did, you will also achieve the kind of lifestyle and incomes that some of the top earners are enjoying. And we'll discuss some of those incomes as well, because we are on a New York Stock Exchange. So anything we tell you tonight is verifiable. It's documented. Even our own incomes, it's all public information. So I'd like Gwen to share her story a little bit, because again, different walks of life, different occupations, and she can just share a little bit about what she saw for her and her family.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Long Island. We were traveling everywhere, Mexico, Punta Cana, now we are back. And this is beauty. This is really the beauty of this business. You're so free to go. So anyway, I joined this business 34 years ago. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's been this long. And prior to Nu Skin, I was a corporate controller and really work, nonstop, 70 hours a week, 10 years nonstop as a corporate controller doing 3 jobs. So one day I passed out at work when I was 36. And that was a turning point for me. I said, I'm done with this job that's almost killed me. And I was looking for a change. I was looking for home business. And that was in 1989. And at that moment, my friend shared this business with me. I'm just so glad that I say yes at that time. And my life has totally changed. And the best part is, because this business, I was able to go home. Then I'm originally from Taiwan. I was able to go home to Taiwan because our company decided to open up Taiwan about how many years? Maybe 30 years ago. It's been so long. So I was able to go home 5-6 times a year to spend time with my mama before she passed away, and meantime build the business. So it's just so rewarding. And right now we are just so excited. 34 years later, we are more excited than ever, because I remember back 34 years ago when we first started in 89, our company went through the momentum. 89 to 91, it grew 10 times in 2 years because economy was so bad, it's recession, everybody was looking for hope, looking for a business, and we offer them and everybody joined, okay? And now we are serious 34 years later, and what's coming right now is also the recession, right? Everybody's looking, and what we have in our hand now, wow, with the AI technology, and that's gonna rewrite the complete history of our industry. So we're providing the hope, we're providing the business for anyone that's looking for a better way, all right? And then we expect our company within the next few years gonna grow 10 times bigger. Right now we do 2.5 billion. So in about a few years, we're gonna be a $25 billion company around the world. Right now we are in over 50 countries. So that's why we're so excited. We can't sleep anymore. But on that note, we're gonna invite our special speaker, handsome young Dr. Stephen Moore, okay? And then would you like to share a little bit about Stephen?
Yeah, I'll let Dr. Stephen talk a little bit more about his journey. But from what I understand, he was at a point where upon completing his medical training, he was actually introduced, like I was, to some of the people who had earned very, very significant incomes. And he realized, wow, instead of being a doctor, okay, I'm going to continue in a path with Nu Skin. And of course, now he's in Circle of Excellence 1. He is a team elite with our company as a top earner. And again, we're going to share those incomes with you because we are on the New York Stock Exchange. And again, everything we tell you here is absolutely above board. You can check it out. Don't even take our words for it. And he's a father of 3 beautiful children, a beautiful wife. And I think, like us, what he was after was less stress and more lifestyle. Wen wasn't joking when she said she passed out on her job. No amount of money, I believe, is worth that. And the diagnosis was actually stress-induced exhaustion. And what we're finding today is that there are actually more heart attacks that are occurring between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. on a Monday morning than any other time.
Which was this morning.
Right. Why do you think that's happening? It's because of the ridiculous stress levels that so many people like Dr. Moore, like us, were under. And now, I won't use the word free, but we are able to come and go as we please and pretty much write our own check as long as we want to work for it. So without any further introduction, Dr. Moore, everyone's just dying to hear some of the information you have to share with us. Welcome to Long Island.
Okay, let's welcome Dr. Stephen from Florida.
Thank you, Wen and Eugene. I think the last time we saw each other was on one of those trips. Was it Portugal, I think, right? When we were in person together.
Yeah.
But we chat quite a bit. And I live in Jupiter, Florida. I've got family up in New York, but it's so good to be here with everybody. And yeah, it was about 20 years ago that I got introduced to this business. I was 27 years old. I actually wasn't looking for a career change. I wasn't burnt out at the time. So just to correct a little bit, I was really just looking to make a little bit of money to pay for my expensive apartment in California when I was studying for my boards. I had invested 9 years of my life, about 200,000. I almost said 200 million because we think bigger numbers now, but $200,000 in my education. I was the first doctor in my family. And as a kid, I always thought that the doctors that I knew were the ones that had, the better lifestyle. I always liked cars as a kid. I had posters all over my walls, and, kind of the only people I knew that had BMWs and Porsches were the doctors that I knew. We never could afford those things. And I always liked science. And I figured, well, hey, if I could go be a doctor, maybe I could provide for my family better than my parents could provide for me. And I could do something that could be a contribution to people. So I just made that decision to go be a doctor. And I'll tell you what, they don't guarantee that you're going to graduate from, the university when you apply to college. They don't graduate. They don't guarantee you're going to become a doctor just because you sign up for the thing. And this business is no different. You can join something, but you've got to work hard. The key is there's a path to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Whether it's you're on here because you want to maybe pay for, well, maybe we can't talk about money. I don't know, but maybe some of you have smaller goals and some of you have bigger goals. Let's keep it at that. And for me, what I was looking to do was I was studying for boards. I just graduated. I didn't have my license yet. I was going to practice in New York as a chiropractor. And I had a job lined up, but I was broke because my school loans had run out and I was living on credit cards. And I needed something to generate really just a couple $1,000s a month. That was all I was looking for. But I was super busy studying for boards. So I knew I couldn't go get a job. Right. I needed something that I could do from my apartment. I had a little desk that was built into my kitchen in the apartment that we rented, and I had a computer on it. And I figured maybe there's something I can do here after late at night or something like that, maybe there's some business I can get involved in. Maybe I can get involved in something with distribution of some type of health products. And I had sold like stereo equipment before. That was really the only sales experience I had. I never did anything in healthcare. I didn't have any other doctors in my family and never did any business before in my life. But my uncle had several businesses, but they were all franchises. They were really expensive. Like he owned expensive franchises and big warehouses. And I'm thinking, what can I do that's entrepreneurial that I can fit in between classes or late at night that I can start to generate some income? And someone had reached out to me on social media before it was called social media. It was actually an AOL instant message that I got of someone just saying, hey, I see you're a chiropractor, you're into nutrition. Would you be interested in taking a look at a new technology? We'd like to get your opinion on it. And someone sent me a video of the world's first device to measure antioxidants. And I was interested in that space. Some of you may say, I'm not interested in nutrition, but I'm interested in beauty, or I'm just an entrepreneur, whatever it is. I was interested in nutrition, and that happened to get my attention and resonated with me. And we didn't have webinars back then, so I was invited to watch some videos on the internet. I was invited onto a conference call, no video, and it was intriguing. And then I went to a local meeting to see this technology, and I didn't believe anything. I had to validate it all. And the fact that this company is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, it was pretty easy to validate it. And get real truth because it's a highly regulated company. And I said, well, this sounds good. I'm going to sign up and do this. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but if you're willing to coach me, I think I can have some success with this. And then as I got more involved with this, that vision expanded, right? I was 27 at the time. I didn't know my wife. I didn't have kids or anything like that. I was getting ready to go into practice, but I started to look at some things, right? So this is my family today. I think you got, oh wait, this isn't sharing yet. So give me one sec. There we go. That should be sharing now. When, if it's not, let me know.
We can see it.
All right. So that's my wife, Nicole, and our 3 wonderful children. And I can tell you that if I would have gone into practice, my life would be a lot different, and not in a better way. The amount of time that I've been able to spend with my family and do things that are fulfilling because I made a decision to take this more seriously is something that is really priceless. There's lots of ways of making money. I didn't need, a new career. I was on a path to have a career. I just wanted something that I could dabble in a little bit to make a little bit of money. But then I started to look at a bigger picture here. I'm going to go over some things and some slides here as we move forward. So, I really believe that we are told a lie. We are told to go get a good education, right? And then go get a good job. And this is what it looks like, right? We've got this lifestyle. Go acquire skills, educated, whatever it is. 25, for me, it was a little bit longer because I went the doctor route, and then we go work for 40 years, right? Whether that's a corporate job, whether it's a business, whether it's being a professional, whatever it is, we're told that you go work hard until you're in your, mid 60s. Now, I don't even know what the retirement age is. It seems like nobody's retiring anymore, but they keep moving that goal line further and further away. But let's just call it 40 years. And then you enjoy life when you're retired, right? It was all about, living the life when you're retired, when you're older. And then, it's the end, whatever that looks like at the end. And to me, I just thought, well, hey, if I go be a doctor, those 40 years, I'll have hopefully a better quality of life. But if I look at doctors today, it's not the case anymore. You look at a lot of people today that are working in corporate America, that golden parachute doesn't exist. The corporate loyalty doesn't exist anymore, right? There is so much instability there. And I think we all are feeling that, or we're seeing people that are getting laid off, with no notice. And there are a lot of problems with this. And so whatever it is, I really believe that this is a lie. I don't think that this is the best way, to provide for a family. That's my personal opinion from my experience. What I saw with this business was the ability to not just have a little side business for myself, but as I started to learn more about it, and I saw leaders like, Wen and Eugene and all these other leaders, it wasn't just a few of them. There were hundreds of them that I had met at this conference. And I saw this lifestyle that they had. I saw the happiness, right? Everybody was happy and healthy and enjoying life and being adventurous. And I'm looking at all the doctors I know, and it's not the case there, right? I'm looking at a lot of the people I knew that were successful. And a lot of people are successful in one or two areas of their life, but not really successful in all these areas. They don't have that balance. And I saw that the really successful people within the Nu Skin family, so to speak, on the distributor side, really had something special. And I wanted to understand what it was. And this is what it is. You go work hard for a period of time and you start to build leveraged and recurring income, right? By building a team of people. And you work smart and you start to enjoy life a lot more. And now this doesn't always work out for everybody, and neither one of these lifestyles always work out. But for me, I looked at this and I said, this at least has the mechanics of a vehicle that's going to help me have a better lifestyle than I think I can have being in practice. And that intrigued me. I always ask myself, what if? And I lived in the Silicon Valley during the whole .com boom. I saw what happened when people got in front of innovation. I saw what happened when people got in front of technologies. And I just said, well, maybe being a doctor wasn't the best decision. I need to get in front of some type of innovative technology if I really want to hit a home run. And when I got introduced to Nu Skin and some of their technology, I said, I think this is a way to put those two things together. And a lot of people were against me. My family was against me. I think a lot of people that care about us, they see us going down a specific path. And if we don't go down that path, they want to kind of hold us back. But the visionaries of the world, right? The people that are high achievers of the world, they don't listen to a lot of the people around them. They see something, they catch a vision, and they go for it. And when you start to look at what life looks like for a lot of people when they're older, this was the Social Security Administration. I saw this slide a long time ago. The numbers are probably worse now, but this is kind of give you a rough idea. If you look at most people that are over, or the population over 65, 54% of people are dead broke. So I'm like, I don't want to learn from the dead broke people. 36% of people are dead. They don't even make it to 65. I'm like, well, I don't want to learn from those people. 5% are still working, 4% are well-to-do, and 1% are wealthy. And so if you look at that pie, I want to find out what the 1% did. How did they become wealthy? And if you look at it, the 1%, most of them were business owners. The rest are like athletes and super salespeople and CEOs and top professionals. Like, I'm not any of those things. But at 27 years old, if there's a way to start a business on a minimal investment with almost no risk, like, this is something I can get into today at 27, and we'll see where this goes. And the mentorship and the company and the systems that are in place is what allowed me to do it. I didn't bring anything special to the table other than I had burning desire. I was willing to work and I was coachable, right? And I was disciplined. And I wasn't always that disciplined, but I was disciplined enough to have some success with this. And you guys can too. Because if we start to look at the types of businesses, I talked a little bit about my uncle had a lot of small businesses and he had some franchises. And most small businesses, they fail, right? Because there's no system, right? And we need to have a business. If you look at the people that were wealthy, I think we just all need to agree that it's really important to have your own business, especially today. And I'll talk to you why. And so you can have a small business with a high failure rate, or you can have a franchise which has a high success rate because they have a system. But they're expensive. There's a huge barrier to entry to franchises, right? Some of them are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars just to have one, let alone 2 or 3 or 4 if you want to really expand that thing. So if you look at things, if you want to get into a business, which I think we all should, and I'm not saying you need to quit your job or you should quit your job or anything like that, but if you've got some income that's coming in, you're enjoying what you're doing, have another stream of income on the side. Every successful coach says you need to have multiple streams of income. And so even if it's a few hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, this isn't something that requires a full-time effort. I had 5 hours a week and it was in like 30-minute increments. And sometimes it was 15-minute increment that I could just kind of hit the business a little bit and start to build something and see where it goes. And what you want to look for is something that's got this inexpensive startup, a turnkey system, something that's different that you can't get elsewhere. I see a lot of people getting the businesses and they're just selling commodities. They have nothing to differentiate themselves. So you need something that's innovative. And you really want to evaluate businesses with these 5 key points. Number 1, market trends, right? You want to be in front of the trends. That is where the money is moving, right? You want to get in the current of where these trends are so that it's easier to build the business. If an industry is dying, it's going to get harder and harder to build that business over time if you're on the downward slope of that trend. You need products that are consumable and technology that's innovative. And what's great about products, I sold stereo equipment. I still have some of the same stereo equipment from 25 years ago. This stuff lasts forever. People aren't coming back and buying things over and over and over again. And so you make a sale one time and that's it. You sell a house to somebody, they're not buying usually another house from you for a while, if they even come back to you. And so having products that are consumable allows you to create a sale or a transaction with somebody. And if they're on a subscription, you have an income stream or cash flow that continues to come in as long as they're continuing to consume those products. What's nice about nutrition and skincare is it disappears quickly. And people reorder it because they need to utilize these products every month. And there's a commission structure or an income stream that's tied to that. You need to have a great company behind you, and we're going to talk about that. You need great compensation, whether it's a way to just make some extra money on the side, right? Or whether it's something that you want to hit a financial home run with. That vision for most people in this business changes over time, right? As you start to learn, you're like, I think I can do that. Wow, I was inspired by that speaker. Wow, I see a little bit of myself in that person. Maybe I can do that. And you start to realize that there's a whole bunch of people in this company that are willing to teach you for free, right? The coaches in this company, they are compensated based on how well their team does. They're not selling a program for you, selling you kind of air, so to speak, and saying, hey, listen to me and pay me a bunch of money and go ahead and utilize that to go find a business. They actually coach you for free how to be successful with this. And for me, that was pretty awesome. And you need to get involved in the right time. So we're going to fly through here. Market trends, social media, everybody's on it, right? Billions and billions of people on social media. It is easier to connect with people today than it has ever been. People are accessible. You can sit from your home. You can sit on the beach. You can be on an airplane and you can connect with anyone around the world for free. That didn't exist when I joined the business. It didn't exist when and Eugene joined the business. So we've got this incredible way of communicating through these social networks that are already in place. Anti-aging and health is a huge trend. People are looking for technologies and ways of communicating more. There's so many tools to do that. And the workforce is changing. 30-something% of the people have a side gig. It's common, right? And they're projecting 90% of people are going to have a side gig. If you don't have one today, you probably will sometime in the near future, because people don't want to depend on one income. It is so important today that we decentralize our income stream. And what I mean by that is if your income comes from a job and you lose that job, you lose your income. That's not a good place to be in. So it's important to be able to decentralize your income so that you have more stability in your life for yourself and your family. Don't wait to lose the job before you need to figure it out. Do it today. So we're just going to skip through this slide here. So let's talk about some of the key points with products, right? Innovation is so important. When I learned about the Biophotonic scanner, it was a way to measure someone's antioxidant levels, and Nu Skin and Pharmanex has products that are clinically proven and guaranteed to get a measurable result. Nobody else in the world has been able to do this. This is exclusive to Nu Skin globally. And that's what I came into the business for. Just because of that, I didn't know there were skincare products. I didn't know there was this whole other opportunity. I saw a technology and I saw a product that was based on science that could get people results that could be proved. And I wanted to go out there and share it with people. And what happens is someone gets on these nutritional supplements, and then 2 months later, you get scanned by this device, and your score will improve or your money back, right? there's a $60 billion market just in the United States alone on supplements, and everyone's confused on what to take. Now there's a way to not be confused, and Nu Skin owns that exclusively. It's a very exciting technology. Well, Nu Skin didn't stop there. They continued to innovate with ageLOC science. ageLOC science allows us to measure how you're aging at a genetic level. It can literally be measured like an X-ray in a way, but it's looking at the DNA, and it's seeing how your DNA functions when you're young, how it functions when you're old. You can see they kind of flip-flop. And this idea is can we screen for skincare products and ingredients and nutritional products and ingredients to make the genes go back and reset them to function like they did when they were younger? This is a whole area of science called epigenetics. There are hundreds of clinical studies published on this. This is well validated. You could talk to any doctor in the world, and this can be validated to anybody. The company was actually featured on the Discovery Channel because of this, right? And this has been able to allow and empower Nu Skin to create a whole new class of products with extreme precision that are safe and effective at targeting these genes in your body in humans and resetting them to a healthier, more youthful state. Then we go into the next innovation, which is in the beauty industry, right? Nu Skin, if you look at the beauty device market, it's expected to triple in size in the next handful of years. And Nu Skin is innovating like crazy in this space with multiple beauty devices. Here's the facial spa called the Galvanic Spa in some markets, and here's the Lumi Spa. The Lumi Spa has been the #1 beauty device 5 years in a row throughout the world. 5 years in a row. And they just came out with a new one, which is a smart IoT connected device, which we're going to blend into what we're going to talk about here tonight with artificial intelligence. So there are multiple beauty devices that the company has right now that are part of this ecosystem. Innovation, right? Innovation. They innovated in the collagen market, right? To be able to create and identify some specific peptides that actually get clinical results, instead of people just going to Costco or wherever else and looking at the label and saying, this is collagen, it's going to work for me. It's not all the same. There's big differences between what Nu Skin and Pharmanex do with their research and development versus something you just buy over the counter that's got some slick marketing behind it. There's actually clinical studies where this stuff works. And that's why as a doctor, and I can be comfortable recommending it to people, and I can be comfortable recommending it to other doctors. Right. And these products get validated. They're able to validate the science of these products, unlike a lot of the things that are out there. Then they went into gut health or microbiome health, right? This is a really hot topic right now. And they innovated with a product called ageLOC Meta that improves gut health, metabolic health, and inflammation in the body. Literally is a metabolic chemistry reset in the body. This is an amazing product. I've personally gotten a lot of great results. I'm sleeping better. I'm breathing better. And it's all because when you get the gut healthy, there are so many health benefits when you can get the gut healthy. And I didn't have gut problems. At least I didn't think I did. And I took this product and I was able to see some great results with it. So what Nu Skin is able to do is they're not just producing Me Too products. What they're doing is they're able to identify the actual sources of aging within the body, utilizing multiple types of technologies and having a huge research engine that can then target these sources of aging and to be able to reset them and address them. There are a lot of ways of trying to look younger temporarily, right? You could do Botox, you can do injectors, you can do all this stuff. But I can tell you, if you do too much of it or you do it for too long, we all know what somebody ends up looking like. You lose that natural beauty that you were given, right? And so being able to target the sources of aging and get the body to start to regenerate, get the body to stay young, get the body to do it naturally, that's the best way to maintain your health, and that's the best way to maintain your youth. There's lots of artificial ways of doing it, but those things don't target the sources, and therefore they're not giving you or maintaining that natural beauty and health that you're supposed to have. So as we move through here, you need a great company behind it. And this is really where the rock kind of, or the rubber meets the road, is having a scientific engine. Nu Skin acquired a company called Pharmanex back in 1998. Pharmanex was started by 3 of the top pharmaceutical scientists. Some of the major pharmaceutical companies, including Wyeth, which is owned by, I believe Pfizer owns them, and a division of Monsanto, tried to buy this company, Pharmanex, for $135 million back in 1998. And Nu Skin was able to purchase them because the founders of this company saw that there was a better fit with Nu Skin and what Nu Skin's vision was of the future and how they could embrace these scientists' understanding of natural products into actually doing things and developing products that could impact human health. Joe Chang was one of the chief developers over at a company called Wyeth. Michael Chang was the former director of chemistry for Merck. Carl Drazia is known as the father of the birth control pill, and he was over at Stanford. Their role in pharma was drug discovery. And I kind of gear my presentation a little bit more into the science because I think it's so important that if we're going to recommend things that people put and absorb into their skin and they ingest in their body, that we're not just selling someone a marketing story, that there's real science of substantiation and safety behind it. And this is what I gravitated towards when I learned about the company. The opportunity means nothing to me if there isn't good science behind it. And I think a lot of you may feel that way too when you're sharing products with people that you care about and people that you trust. So these researchers were experts at drug discovery. They were looking all over the world for natural compounds that could be used to develop new medicine. And during their careers, they realized that the natural products had more bioactivity and were safer than a lot of the drugs that were being developed. And that was why they started this company that called Pharmanex, which was in about 40,000 pharmacies throughout the United States. Their products were, and then Nu Skin bought them and acquired them because Nu Skin was looking for a research engine that could innovate and substantiate future product development. Now this is what the company looks like, right? They occupy all these buildings here in the US. This was the only building they had when I started. They built this $150 million innovation center. It was designed by all the architects that did the Apple buildings. This is our training center. It sits on this campus here. And then this is a $50 million facility in Asia that they own. These are all owned and paid for in cash. And this is a really stable company. So when I came out to the headquarters the first time and I walked through that blue building, I was like, this company is here to stay. It's not some little startup or some fly-by-night company that if I put my effort into it and I invite other people into it that I care about, that it's just going to disappear tomorrow. This is a company that does things the right way. And that gave me the confidence to make the decision to take this more seriously. So Nu Skin's been in business for 38, 39 years now. We're actually going to be celebrating. Wen and Eugene, I'll see you in Dubai next year. Actually, I'll see you in Switzerland in a couple of weeks first. But we get these great trips. And next year will be our 40-year anniversary. We'll be celebrating in a Team Elite trip in Dubai. And I never thought I would be traveling the world like this, you know, and Nu Skin pays for it. So when you're successful with this company, this is all built in, you know, to this compensation plan. They have the highest financial rating you can get by Dun & Bradstreet, which is basically like a perfect credit score for corporate America. They're operating in around 50 markets. They've got about $1 billion in assets, you know, spending big money in R&D. They're on the New York Stock Exchange. They've actually rang the closing bell several times, right? And they've been actually ranked as a Forbes top 5 most trustworthy company. So this is a solid company. You need a great company behind you, right, that you can build something upon. And what I love about this is I don't have to worry about operations. I don't have to worry about paying commissions or hiring employees or shipping product or doing any of that stuff, right? And that's what happens a lot of times with people that have their own business is they get bogged down with all the non-revenue generating activities, right, that are costly and they're prohibitive of expansion. And with this, we get to do the fun part, which is talk to people about the products and help people build a business. It's a company with a great heart as well. They have been donating or have a division called Force for Good for over 25 years. They've been doing some incredible things around the world, including feeding starving children. I think we fed 850 million meals now to starving kids around the world. They do a lot of other great projects as well. And if you're interested in that, it's on our website. You can learn more about that. So let's talk a little bit about compensation here and how this whole thing works. Network marketing or multi-level marketing is one of the most misunderstood business models out there, right? Everyone around me misunderstood it, but I did commission sales. I was great at math, just like Wen. I mean, we're both math people, right? And I like numbers, and I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, how does this whole thing work? right? Every single business work that's organizationally driven, that's leadership driven, is a pyramid. Our government's a pyramid, right? You've got one president and there's a pyramid, right? Our military is a pyramid. Corporate America is a pyramid. Everything is distribution channels, pharmaceutical companies, sales channels, all of that stuff. Toyota is a pyramid, right? Everything is a pyramid because it's not the CEO that's selling everything. The CEO is leading a team of people, and each one of those people are leading a team of people, and those people are leading a team of people. And eventually you get down to the people that are actually doing the transactions or the salespeople. They're at the bottom of the pyramid, and they don't realize that they're in a pyramid because there's no pyramid below them. But if they look up, there's a pyramid above them. This is organizational structure. And a lot of the companies that are in multi-level marketing, they come and go, right? They're not set up for long-term success. They're not publicly traded. They don't have products that are based on science, that have real market demand. And what happens is, unfortunately, is all these companies kind of we get put in the same bucket of all these companies that come and go because of the structure. But every company is structured this way, and Nu Skin has a lot of very unique things that they do that you don't see out there. But let me tell you how it really works, because everyone likes getting paid on what they do, right? But how would you guys like to get paid on what someone else does? If you have employees, that's what you're doing. If you have managers that manage employees, well, then you've got a couple tiers of productivity. So I think everybody likes getting paid on what they do, and I think everybody likes getting paid on what other people do. Everything really that's organizationally driven is a multi-tiered or a multi-level type of approach. So this is how it really works. In traditional distribution, you've got a manufacturer. That manufacturer spends a lot of money on advertising, marketing, promotion, plus overhead. And they've got, national distributors and regional distributors, right? And they've got all the salespeople and all that stuff. And it gets to the retailer, and the retailer takes 50% profit or whatever that ends up being. And that's how normal distribution works. What Nu Skin does is they take all the money that they would have spent on advertising, marketing, and promotion, and they put it into a compensation plan that allows us to go ahead and develop that business any way we want to, through relationships, through networks. And the world is one big network today, or I should say lots of networks today, right? There are lots of networks that are there. So about 41% of the revenue that comes into the company on the wholesale side gets paid out in the commission structure. And it gets paid out through multiple tiers of people before the product gets to the consumer, right? When the consumer makes a transaction, the people that help get that distribution channel in place, they make a little bit of that. It's no different than over here. But the reason why they're able to pay out so much is because there's zero being paid on marketing, advertising, and promotion. That's what they pay us to do, right? And we all know word of mouth is the best way of marketing things. It's the most genuine way of doing it. We all know the people on TV are paid to be there. They're probably not users of the products. It's the most disingenuous way to market things is traditionally. The most genuine way is through people that you know and you trust that actually have a passion and actually use the products. So this is what it ends up looking like over time. This is you. You might have some customers and some casual distributors, and you might have some more serious distributors that go out there and they start to build networks that build networks. And all this is tied into a seamless global compensation plan. I never thought that today, I would be sitting at home. I don't know how many countries we have here, right, listening to this, but I drive 5,000 miles a year on my car. I do everything from my phone or my computer from anywhere that I want to be, right? And I have business in probably 20 different countries around the world. I want to get more in Asia. Most of it's in North and South America, some in Europe. I think we've got a little bit in Asia in my group. When I know you guys have huge business in Asia. It's all about the relationships and where they go. But our relationships do not have geographic boundaries. So why should the businesses that we grow through the people we know be restricted by geography like in traditional distribution, right? This is an industry that has distribution done in a way that was really ahead of its time. And now technology has finally caught up. The networks that are out there now have finally caught up to really leverage this. I don't know how you guys did it before, mailing VHS tapes to people, right? Back in the day before the internet existed. How much simpler it is to do today than it was in the past is just amazing. You still have to work hard. And so here's the average income. I looked at this and I just said, hey, if I could just make, these first 2 tiers of income or whatever, brand reps, if you become a leader, average income last year or 2021 was $7,600. You help one other person become a leader, it's $14,000. You help 2 other people, it's $27,000. I said, I know a couple people that would want to do this with me, and this would be a really nice part-time side business to have to pay some bills. And then I was going to go into practice. But I looked over here, right? And I'm like, what is this number? What does that mean? And how do you do that? And are there just a few people that do it? And when I walked through that blue building at the headquarters, I saw a wall with 500 names on it of people that had achieved that top level, where that's the average income. Some people make a lot more, some people make less, but that's the average. Those are the C students at the top level. And these people were happy and they were enjoying things, and they were most of them were healthy and traveling and having this great lifestyle. And I wanted to learn how to do that. And so I took this business more seriously at that weekend. I made a decision to go do this instead of going into practice, because I knew as a doctor, I would probably never have that type of lifestyle. I would probably be waking up to go to work before my kids wake up. I'd probably be coming home after they went to bed, because I'd be in an office all day long. I couldn't go and say, hey, let's go to lunch on Tuesday, like I did today with my son, Preston. We went on a 2-hour date in the middle of the afternoon today because we were able to, because we worked hard. But if I worked hard as a doctor, that opportunity was not likely to be there. So this was awesome to be able to have that lifestyle at a younger age because of hard work and because of a specific business vehicle that we have here. These trips we've talked about, we've been to an Alaskan cruise, we've been to all kinds of places around the world, as just part of this compensation plan. And we've been able to do it with our team. As we go and we travel, the company pays for our team. We don't have to pay. I don't have to pay for the incentive trips for my top salespeople on my team or top distributors. The company pays for it. And they say you can bring as many people as you want as long as they hit this milestone. That's pretty amazing. So we're going to wrap things up here in just a couple slides with timing, right? So this is that's really exciting today, is this whole area of artificial intelligence and machine learning. There are a lot of products that Nu Skin has. And when I talk to someone, I might be able to have time to talk about 1 or 2 or 3 products, but there are hundreds of products in the product line that my customer would probably be interested in learning about, but I don't necessarily have the time to go ahead and manage all of those customers. And so what this new AI program is Nu Skin has invested $500 million in artificial intelligence and machine learning. They've got a bigger investment coming after that, is what we've heard as well. They're making a huge investment in this space. And what it's going to allow us to do is, from your phone, you'll be able to download an app, or your customers. There'll be a business app and there's a customer app. Those apps are live right now. There are updates that are taking place every 2 weeks. That's how fast things are moving right now. The whole picture is not completed, but it is extremely operational right now and has already made a big impact on our business. And what it will do is you can take these assessments and take these tests, whether the test may be a genetic test, it may be a microbiome test, it may be a biophotonic scan for antioxidants, it may be a questionnaire, right? It could be a survey, it could be, what's the other one? A skin analysis, right? We have the most advanced virtual skin analysis that you can do from your phone with your camera. This is a company that Disney actually tried to buy, and we integrated their facial analysis software into our algorithms. And what it's able to do is leverage all of our science, all of our innovation, all of our products that we've been developed, but now to use data, and whatever data the customer puts into that, it will create a digital twin of them, of an optimized version of you, right? An optimized version of you will end up in here. And based on your health goals and priorities and so forth, it will then give you actionable steps and instructions and information and product recommendations on what you can do to optimize yourself, whether it's for your skin, whether it's for how you feel, whether it's for your health, whatever that is. and it will make these product suggestions. Now, the science is really awesome, but what it's going to do from a marketing standpoint, the problems that it's going to solve, because it's going to allow people and empower your customers to make better decisions on products, and it's going to create this ecosystem. How many of you have Apple products? And you bought your first Apple product, and then you bought your second one, and then you bought your third one, and now you don't buy anything but Apple because it's an ecosystem that you're buying, right? Everything is connected because you buy a product, you have a good experience, you trust the company, you want the next product. You learn about the next product, and you end up buying all these Apple. I don't even know how many dozens of Apple products we have in our household, right? And it was all started because we bought, I think it was the second generation of the iPhone. I have no interest in buying other technological products from another company other than Apple, because I know that they do the right research, they provide a good customer experience, and it all works and connects for me. I don't want to take the risk of going somewhere else. And when you've got industries that are highly fragmented, like the beauty industry and the nutritional industry and the beauty device industry, right? People are confused. And that fragmentation is ripe for consolidation. You look at the phone industry. It wasn't that long ago where you had Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, Sanyo. I mean, you went to the store and it was always like, who's got the coolest phone this time? And now what happened is those companies are almost non-existent anymore. And I don't know when the last time someone on this call here bought a Motorola phone, right? Or a Nokia phone. Because what Apple did is they innovated and they consolidated a highly fragmented space. And if you're a Google or an Android person, they did the same thing, right? So there's two companies that have really consolidated. But what Apple did is they did it with hardware and software. And what Nu Skin is doing is they're utilizing the most advanced hardware, they're using the most advanced science, they're using software powered by AI and this incredible product line that they've been developing for over 30 years right now. They have all the pieces in place. And not only do they have that, but they also know what people buy, right? They've been in business for almost 40 years. So they have purchasing data now that is all going through machine learning analytics right now. And it's kind of like Amazon. Amazon knows what you want before you do, right? And what Nu Skin is going to be able to do is layer in that purchasing data with artificial intelligence, with biometric data, with questionnaires, virtual skin assessments, and it's going to transform and consolidate this industry that is ready for consolidation. And you can sit here and wait for it, right? Or you can take action now. There's different personalities on here. Some people are the innovators, some people are the laggers. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this here. I think I've got just a few more slides. And so what this is doing is this technology and this platform is called, it was called Empower You, but they changed it to Empower Me. And they're taking the discovery of products and information with their product line, with the community, they're blending it all together in this app. And like I said, 500 million has been invested. I think there's another billion that's going to be coming after that. And all of these beauty devices that I spoke about that are award-winning beauty devices are now being re-engineered to become smart IoT connected devices that will connect to this app as well. The LumiSpa, which is our facial cleansing and treatment device, has already been launched and is connected to this app. So now as your customers are using these devices, they're going into the app to see how they're utilizing it and getting feedback and getting reminders when they need to replace the head or buy more product or make product suggestions, right? So all these interactions, right, this engagement and will drive loyalty of your customers. And that makes things easier for you because artificial intelligence can manage my customers better than I can. I can get them engaged and get them introduced and excited about the products. But for them to go out there and learn about all these things, I need an assistant to do that. And that's what this platform does for me. And this is what it will do for you. So here's where we are right now. This is what happens when things come into the market. You've got the innovative stage, the innovators. That represents about 2.5% of the market. Then you start to get to the early adopters, another 10% of the market. Then you get the early majority, the late majority, and the laggards. Who do you think makes the most money? Well, it's always the people that work the hardest and are the most disciplined, right? But if you look here, you look at how steep this curve is from the early adopter phase, right, to the early majority phase. There's a lot of new business that gets generated. And the people that engage right now in this innovative early adopter phase are the ones that can position to get a lion's share of the market, right? So you just have to really think about who you are. Are you a laggard? You're going to wait for everything to be perfect before you get involved? Great. You'll make a great customer and you'll probably make some money with us. There'll always be an opportunity. There's always going to be new innovation within Nu Skin. But I truly believe that what they're doing right now with its Empower Me platform with AI is the biggest innovation growth that we'll see in the company. This is a window right now that I don't know if we'll see again that has this much opportunity in this short of a time. This is a time to get engaged. And to make matters even more urgent right now, which creates a better opportunity, is we've got a really interesting economic environment around the world. We've got a high inflation and we've got a recession at the same time. We haven't seen this type of economic environment in almost 40 years where you've got high inflation and high recession. And a lot of the top leaders in Nu Skin, they got involved in the 80s when those two things were in place, and they were able to recruit and attract top level business people that probably would have never looked at the business when the economy was strong, right? There's people that I'm recruiting today that 3 years ago, 5 years ago, thought everything that we were doing was interesting, right? But they didn't want to do it as a business because they had other business ventures that were going well. Today, they are talking to me. Today, they want to learn more and get engaged with what we're doing because they see what's happening, right? We're going to see a lot of problems in our economy here later on this year and next year. And this is not just a US problem. This is and I know we have people from all over the world here. This is a global issue. And when I see high inflation, high recession, that creates more demand for people to break out of the box, so to speak, and start to do something for themselves and take more control. And so whether you look at doing this as a side gig or another stream of income to decentralize your income, because now is more important to decentralize your income today than probably within the last 40 years, or maybe it's something where you want to hit a financial home run, today is a great time to do it, right? Because here's what happens. The sooner you start, the better, right? If you know that something is going to grow, and you've got confidence and belief, opportunity often comes at times that are inconvenient for us. This was something I was just going to dabble in on the side to pay my apartment and then go into practice. And when I learned about this, I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait until I get done with my board review classes, until I've got some more time when it's more convenient for me. But as I started to understand this opportunity loss, right? The one thing we can never get back is time. And if I can start to build this thing with the limited time I have, then when I have more time, I already have a head start. I'm already in forward movement, because it's so easy to just procrastinate and say, I'll do it later. I'll do it when it's more convenient, right? And you start to miss out. And I'm so thankful that the person that recruited me asked me the 7th time to join the business, because I said no the first 6 times because of what my personal timing was. But then I switched and I realized that, you know what, it's not about my personal timing. The opportunity doesn't care about my timing. The opportunity is going to continue to grow with or without me. I'm going to go ahead and make this a priority and get involved any way I can, because I don't want to watch this thing pass me by. I don't want to be one of those people that was at the ground floor of something, you know, or could have bought some stock or could have invested in some business and didn't do it. And my whole life, I'm telling the story in regret. We've got a ground floor opportunity within a very stable, very well-run company. And that's very similar to what happened with Apple. Apple was struggling for the first 20 years, and all of a sudden they innovated with the iPod and then the iPhone, and now they're by far the biggest company and strongest company in the world. But it took them 20 plus years to hit that inflection point. We're at that inflection point right now today. And it is so apparent to me and the people around us that understand this business. And that's why a lot of us are so focused and excited. That's why at 10 o'clock tonight, I'm talking to you guys, because I think that this business can, if you work it and you discipline yourself at whatever pace that is, if it's 5 hours a week, you can do a lot in 5 hours a week. If you take it more serious, it will serve you more, right? I really believe that this business can bless so many people today. And, we're here to share it with the world and teach you guys how to get involved and teach you guys how to be successful with this. So I know I'm out of time right now, but Wen and Eugene, I want to thank you so much for inviting me to talk here today. And I know you're going to go over some things here on how people get started. And there are a lot of products in the product line. I'm going to end with this. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel. These are the 4 of the top selling products in the company. They're products that you'll get benefit from for your health and for your skin. Just get them and try them out. And you can make adjustments along the way as you get more familiar with the product line. But this is the best way to get started today, is get one of these kits and start to experience these products. And Wen and Eugene are going to show you how you can take this kit and then turn it into a business of duplication. So thanks, Wen and Eugene, for having me tonight.
Bravo, Steve. Great job. I love the way you just brought us from A to Z through the information. Very, very concise. And I think people have a really good understanding of at least who we are, kind of get an idea of what we do and whether or not this may be a fit for them. But there's an old saying that luck is when preparation meets with opportunity. And I think each and every one of us are lucky to be on tonight. All right. There is, without a shadow of a doubt, an opportunity here. So the whole thing comes down to preparation. Will we get prepared? So the kit that Dr. Moore just shared with you guys is kind of a basic starter kit. For some of us coming from our own business, I remember how much I had to spend on chafing dishes, forks, knives, spoons, plates, linens, so on and so forth for my catering business, trucks and everything else. I never understood initially how the upside income potential could be so severe, so significant, with virtually almost no risk at all and very, very little startup costs. So we guarantee the money so that we do not put anybody in any kind of jeopardy, and yet that upside income potential literally could eventually turn into millions and millions of dollars if you're willing to work for it. And again, as Dr. Moore said, we will coach you through exactly what needs to be done. No different than the way McDonald's coaches somebody through how to run a McDonald's. Anybody can run a McDonald's, right? But if we put each and every one of you in there tonight and said, go ahead, go run the store, you probably wouldn't know where to begin. That's why we pay these exorbitant fees for franchises that we want to purchase. So with that, I know you have some closing comments you'd like to make.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Thank you so much, Dr. Stephen Moore. It is so thorough, and for us to understand why Nu Skin is so superior than any other company or any other business, and why right now is the time. And when we talk about this AI, I'm there. My mind is going. I'm calculating the commission. Really, we pay 41%, right? So imagine, because we are AI equipped within a year, and nobody can compete with us. So right now we pay out about 1 billion, right, worldwide as a commission. So when we increase 10 times, that means we're gonna pay out $10 billion commission. And Stephen earlier shared the average income, right? The top earner is $468,000 a year. Ladies and gentlemen, when we grow 10 times,
it's real.
Zero to it. Right? It's not 400, it's over 4 million a year. There's no other business will pay this with no risk. And if you don't have an employee, you don't have the headache, you don't have to concern about Monday, because every day to us, every day is Sunday, okay? It's unlimited Sunday freedom. So, but it's the timing and why it is so critical to take action now. And when Stephen mentioned about average income, is talk about how you want to become a leader first, right? Become a brand rep, and depends on how many leaders you teach. The more leaders you teach, the bigger your group is. And the bigger your group is, the more people is consuming. For example, this is our favorite. That's one of the products that's in starter kit called Nubile, and we are drinking it now. Yeah.
Great for gut health.
Okay, gut health. And for your health, right? Exactly. So when people order this over again, then you have what we call sleep money. Means when you sleep at night, you get being paid. People in your network, they order, you get paid. So that's where the freedom comes from. So, and in order for you to make a bigger commission, you need to become a leader, what we call brand rep. And earlier, the starter package with the 4 product of the Biome and the use and the collagen and the Meta, all of them mostly are for the gut health plus collagen. Everybody wants it, right? So just so that you know, when you order that, we can show that, but I don't have my slide up right now, but I think timing is very critical. We don't have enough time to go through all the details, but just so that every product you order, you earn commission points. So for that package, you earn 334 commission points. Why do we say it's a U+2? Means you use it, you share with just 2 people. Maybe I share with Eugene. Everybody needs a package. Maybe I share with my daughter, or I share with my old friends or business associates, and whoever that I know wants to look younger, feel younger, and do better with their business. And between U+2, that 3 together is 1,000 commission points. Wow, that is it's what we call an inflection point. That's a turning point for you to really go to the next level, because now you're eligible to submit LOI, means a letter of intent, to tell the company you want to begin the qualification to become brand rep. So you earn that 1,000 points with just U+2. And what if you replicate this with just 5 other people to do the same? That each LOI, if you have 5 LOIs, bingo, you are brand rep. And what if you teach those 5 to also become brand rep? You're almost, you are on your way to become the top earner, which is Blue Diamond Team Elite. You're on your way to earn that 468,000 average. I'm talking about average income, not guaranteed, okay? You say that is, some people do more, some people do less, but that is what happens when you teach just 6 people brand rep, with 3 of them are what we call a leadership team. Then that is the type of income that you will earn in average. So now is the time to really, if I were you guys, you want to focus, do as fast as possible, become the brand rep, because that's when you tap in additional income and replicate. Our business is replicate brand rep, just like franchise business, you're the franchise owner, but then you also have multiple locations around the world. And that's when the true leverage comes in. So our duplication process is very easy. Getting started with those products, use a product, you see the difference, and you just share the idea. And we have recorded video like this, thanks to Dr. Stephen Moore, and we can share, you can share, use the video to share with people, because you want leverage, right? Let the video do the work for you. And all those people, when they watch the video, I guarantee you, they're going to be very curious, either about the product or business or both. And when they say yes, yes, to both product and business, they say, okay, let's have you talk to our senior partner, right? And whoever that's introduced you or has experience, have them do a 3-way call. And then for them to go over the details and help your friends and new people to join our team. And repeat, just start the product and then share with their 2 people, and then repeat. That's it. Okay. So on that note, that's really how we get started with this business.
Very simple. Don't complicate it. Do yourself a favor, get back to the person who invited you, get your specific questions answered. And again, there is nothing to lose here other than not joining us.
Right.
Because the future is bright. And trust me, you'll be kicking yourself down the road saying, oh my God, just like our parents and our grandparents, they could have bought the first McDonald's and they could have invested in Microsoft, whatever, right, but they did nothing. So don't be one of those people. The world right now needs what we have. We can help a lot of people. We can help ourselves so that everybody wins and nobody's going to be put at any kind of financial risk. It's almost too good to be true, but I got to tell you, we're living the dream. And again, it's not because we're not anything special. And we know you can live the dream as well. We'd love to help you do that if you want us to. All right, so get back to the person who invited you. Again, Dr. Moore, thanks for taking time away from your busy lifestyle and family. And we'll look forward to seeing you very soon, maybe next week out at, July, at July Success Summit.
Exactly. Okay.
Have a great night, Shirley. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for manning the controls here, and we'll see everyone soon.
Okay. Ciao, ciao, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, everybody can open the mic and say thank you to Dr. Stephen Wang.